Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today, Mahāparinibbāna Sutta, the Buddha's last days, part 11. We'll continue to talk about the Mahāparinibbāna Sutta. Then the Buddha stayed in, Ambapali's mango gardens, as far as much as he wished. Okay. The Buddha went to Welua village from Ambapali's mango garden. When the Buddha reached the Welua village together with Bhikkhu Sangha, then the Buddha informed the Bhikkhu Sanghas to spend wasa near the Vesali country. Some Bhikkhu may have their friends monastery nearby the Vesali city. Then the Buddha encouraged them to spend wasa in their friends' monastery nearby. But he himself with the other sun attendants bhikkhus will spend wasa in Welua village. There will be the Buddha's last wasas. The Buddha will spend his wasa in Welua village as the last wasa. Then will be the 45th wasas. When the Buddha asked many Bhikkhu Sanghas to spend wasa in other monastery, not in Welua village. Why? The monastery in Welua village is very small. So it is not enough for all Bhikkhu Sanghas to spend wasa there. Because of this reason, the Buddha asked them to spend wasa in other monastery. Also, Welua village is very small. It is not enough for all Bhikkhu Sanghas to collect the alms in the village. When all Bhikkhu Sanghas go to the village, then the villagers cannot offer alms foods to the Bhikkhu Sanghas. Because of this reason, the Buddha asked his disciples to spend wasa in other monastery nearby Vesali city. If it is so, when the Buddha didn't ask the Bhikkhu Sanghas to spend wasa wherever they preferred. Also because of outer confessions towards Bhikkhu Sangha. When the Buddha allowed them to spend wasa wherever they prefer, although very far away from the Welua village, then what will happen? Actually, the Buddha will take final Parinibbāna after 10 months. When the Buddha take final Parinibbāna, then the Bhikkhu Sanghas will complain or will regret. The Buddha didn't inform us he will take final Parinibbāna. Now he took final Parinibbāna, then we cannot go to his place to reach in time. If they spend wasa very far away place from the Buddha, is it? Then they will regret. They will not be happy with this condition. Another thing, when they spend Vasa nearby village, nearby the Buddha, then you know the Buddha also gave orders to Bhikkhu Sanghas 8 times a month. That means twice a week. Twice a week. Because of this reason, they can also listen to the Buddha's order. Then they will obtain a lot of benefits by listening to the Buddha's order regularly. Because of this reason, the Buddha didn't allow them to go wherever they preferred. That is why Buddha encouraged them to spend Vasa nearby the Vesali city, not in Velua village. Is it? Then when the Buddha was spending Vasa in Velua village, then he got very serious disease, very serious sickness in this Velua village. Even can die immediately. Is it? And the disease is very serious in the Buddha's body. If normal persons, sure, they can die with this serious disease. But the Buddha contemplates the painful feelings in his body as anicca, dukkha, anatta, etc. Then the Buddha has sati and sampajanya, mindfulness and clear comprehension. By contemplating the feelings, the vedana as anicca, dukkha, anatta, as vipassana, then the Buddha endure this vedana. The Buddha could be patient with this vedana. Then the Buddha also thought, when this serious disease appeared in his body, he also feel nearly dying. Then he thought, I should not take final Parinibbāna without informing the Bhikkhu Sanghas. Without informing the Bhikkhu Sanghas, without asking permission from the Bhikkhu Sanghas. If I take final Parinibbāna without telling the Bhikkhu Sangha, without asking permission from Bhikkhu Sangha, it is not suitable for the Bhikkhus, is it? Then because of this reason, the Buddha also thought, then I will try to maintain my lifespan to be longer by entering into Phala Samapatti. By entering into Phala Samapatti. This Phala Samapatti is the special Phala Samapatti, not normal Phala Samapatti. Fruition attainment. Phala Samapatti, we call Jivita Sankhara. Then the Buddha determines to stay with the Jivita Sankhara Phala Samapatti. Then he got maintained his lifespan to be too prolonged. He by entering into this Phala Samapatti, then he can prolong his lifespan. And the Buddha also entered into the Phala Samapatti before he has this serious disease. Since he became enlightened one, then he already attained the Arahata class. Then since this time, he got into Phala Samapatti whenever he wants. Even, for example, you see, when he is giving Dhamma talk, then sometimes many listeners are calling the sadhu, sadhu. Then during this short periods, the Buddha entered into Phala Samapatti in short moment, even in short moment. This is called Khanika Samapattis. No? Khanika Khanika plus Samapatti. In this state, you should understand there are three kinds of Samapatti of plus Samapatti of the Buddha. Regarding, the Jivita Sankhara Samapatti. Then the first one, Meghanandra plus Samapatti. The Buddha attained Radha Megha. As soon as he attained Radha Megha, then after that, Radha plus Jaitas will arise for 3 times. This is called Meghanandra plus Samapatti. Or immediately after attainment of Radha Megha, then he also stay in Radha plus for 3 times. This is called Radha Meghanandra plus Samapatti. He also enter into plus Samapatti within short times, only just short periods of times. Then another one, since he attained Radha plus, whenever he want to enter into plus Samapatti, then he can enter into plus Samapatti. Sometimes within short times, he stay in plus Samapatti only just short periods. Sometimes he stay in plus Samapatti for long times, for 1 hour, for 2 hours or 3 hours or longer, according to his determinations. Then he can stay in plus Samapatti. This is also called Valanjana plus Samapatti. To me, he can enjoy with the Dhamma pleasure by entering into such kinds of plus Samapatti. Then he can stay without any Nama Rupa, any 5 aggregates, any defilements. Then he stay taking Nibbana as objects peacefully. This is he enjoying with the Dhamma pleasure. He used to enter into this plus Samapatti many times in his life. Just now I explained, even when he was given the Dhamma thoughts to the listeners, when the listeners are calling the sadhu, then he could enter into this Samapatti, even short moment. If he has more time, then he may stay in plus Samapatti longer, according to his determinations. This is called Valanjana plus Samapatti. Then this is here another one is Jivita Sankhara plus Samapatti, also called Ayu Palaka plus Samapatti or Ayu Sankhara plus Samapatti. Why this Samapatti is called Jivita Sankhara, Ayu Palaka plus Samapatti, or 3 names? When he got this serious disease in his body, without entering into the special, plus Samapatti, he might pass away immediately. But he didn't mind. I will not take final Parinibbāna without letting know the Bhikkhu Sangha, without taking permission from Bhikkhu Sangha. Then because of this reason, I should maintain my lifespan to prolong by entering into special plus Samapatti or Ayu Palaka plus Samapatti, Ayu Sankhara or Jivita Sankhara plus Samapatti. Then he entered into this plus Samapatti. As soon as he entered into this plus Samapatti, what happened? Then he recovered from his serious illness. All disease disappears. All disease disappears from his body. Then what is the difference? What is the difference between those Samapatti? Then I will explain how to enter into this plus Samapatti later. How to enter into this plus Samapatti. For example, then Valanjana Samapati. He had already attained Arada Phalas. Then whenever he wants to enter into Phalasamapati, then how to enter into Phalasamapati? For example, he should contemplate the Nama Rupa as Vipassana. For example, Anapana, enter into Anapana jhana, emergence from the jhana. He contemplates the jhana dhamma as anicca, dukkha, anatta, paying attention, they are arising in variation. When you are paying attention, when he is paying attention, the arising in variations of nama, rupa, dhamma, and jhana, that can be considered as Uddiyabhya jnana. Later on, only just pay attention the variations of nama, rupa. The first rupa, first nama, and also can also contemplate by ways of 5 aggregate, divide into 5 aggregate rupa khanda. Contemplate this rupa khanda as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Later, contemplates vedana and those jhana dhamma as anicca, dukkha, anatta alternately. Then sanya khanda, sankhara khanda, vijnana khanda. Then 5 khanda together. This is by ways of 5 aggregates. If they wish to contemplate those dhamma by ways of satipatthana, then pay attention, rupa, then contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. There will be kaya nupassana, satipatthana. Then vedana in each mind moment throughout the viti, the first jhana viti, there will be vedana nupassana, satipatthana, contemplating as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then Chaita in each mind moment throughout the viti, contemplating as anicca, dukkha, anatta, paying attention, they are rising in variation. There will be Chaita, nupassana, satipatthana. Then phassa, etc., the other remaining mental factors. Paying attention, they are arising in variations, contemplating as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Later, only just pay attention their variations. Then, when they incline towards nibbana, they will reach the nibbana. Then, taking nibbana as objects, they can stay for long times according to their determination. They want to stay in this Phalasamapati, they can stay for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or more according to their determinations. This is called Valanjana Phalasamapati. Only just example. Whatever nama rupa objects they contemplate as anicca, dukkha, anatta, or they can reach the Phalasamapati. These second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana also the same way. The kama vajra dhamma or any dhamma are any dhamma, any nama rupa objects can be the objects of vipassana. Even akusala, is it? But the Buddha didn't have any akusala. That is why no need to contemplate akusala dhamma. But he may be able to contemplate akusala dhamma from other peoples. Is it? Other peoples. Then can be objects of vipassana. But there's no akusala in the Buddha's mind. In this way, they can enter into Phalasamapati whenever the Buddha wants. Or there will be Valanjana Samapati. Or every noble person also the same. No? Not only Buddha. For example, Sotapanna, he has already attained Sotapati, Magga and Phala. Whenever they want to enter into Sotapati, Phalasamapati, then they should contemplate the nama, rupa, as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Paying attention, they are arising in variation first. Later, only just variation. Then they can reach nibbana. Taking nibbana as object, they can stay in this Phalasamapati for a long time. Then during this Valanjana Samapati, what happened? No nama, rupa, and no feelings, no vedana, no defilement. That is why, when the Buddha entered into such kinds of Valanjana Samapati, Phalasamapati, sure, he can remove the painful feeling from his body. But only during the periods of entering into plasmapati. When he emerged from this plasmapati, then serious painful feelings will appear in his body again. Because of this reason, the Buddha didn't enter into this normal plasmapati. The Buddha specialized to enter into plasmapati to remove the painful feelings from his body. Or this specialization, the plasmapati is called Ulanjana, Ayupalaka plasmapati. Ayupalaka plasmapati, life maintaining plasmapati. Life maintaining plasmapati, is it? Then how to life maintaining plasmapati? Then how to enter into this Ayupalaka or Ayu Sankhara or Jivita Sankhara plasmapati, the life maintaining plasmapati, life sustaining plasmapati. Rupa Sattaka, Arupa Sattaka, Nijata Nikumbangatawa, Choda Sakari, Samanesawa, Mahāparinibbāna, Virana Vikambetawa. Okay. Udamadas, you can show the plasmapati. Here. Rupa Sattaka Vipassana. Rupa Sattaka Vipassana means contemplation of rupas by 7 ways. What are the 7 ways? Here, Adhana Nikepana Rupa, the first way. Then we also teach this meditation practice in Vipassana state and Samasana Jnana state. After the practices of Nama, Rupa, dependent originations, then they start to practice real Vipassana state. They also contemplate Nama, the Nama, Rupa of 5 aggregates by many ways. Then they also contemplate them Nama Rupa by 42 ways. Then after the practice of 42 ways, then they also should practice this Rupa Sattaka and Arupa Sattaka meditation practice. Then here, how they practice, how the Buddha practice this Rupa Sattaka. Number 1 is Adhana Nikepana Rupa. The Buddha pay attention all rupas, beginning from Patisandhi to Chuti, rupa for his whole life. Then, they from Patisandhi to Chuti here. Then pay attention only just rupa. Then pay attention the arising impressions, contemplate them is anicca, dukkha, anatta, slowly up to Chuti for whole life, rupa and whole life. There will be Adhana Nikepana Rupa. If the Buddha wants to go to Nibbana, then can immediately go to Nibbana, can stay in Nibbana for a long time also. But the Buddha didn't immediately go to Nibbana yet. He continued to contemplate the second ways of Rupa Sattaka, Vayodha Dengama Rupa. How to practice Vayodha Dengama Rupa? Then you divide rupa in 3 periods of your life. For example, you have 100 years of your life. Then divide into 3 periods. The first period from from Patisandhi to 33 years. Then you contemplate those rupa, pay attention to the arising impressions. Contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, in this way, slowly up to 30 years. Then another period, 34 years to 66 years. Then you only just pay attention rupa, pay attention the arising impressions, contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta, slowly. Then later you only just pay attention the impressions, then contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta, slowly. Is this? Not so fast, not so slow, like this. Then the last period from 64 years to 100 years, or in this way, contemplate the rupa in this period, then as anicca, dukkha, anatta. In this way, they can contemplate. When you finish the discernment or the rupa in 3 periods, then later can divide, for example, 10 years, or about 10 periods in 100 years. But if the Buddha stay only just for 80 years, then divide into this 80 years can be divided into 3 periods. Then when it finishes, then later can divide into 10 periods, 20 periods, or 5 periods, the 25 periods. In this way, then finally, even 1 year, even 6 months, 1 month, then 2 weeks, 1 day, then finally every moment there are rupa, then they can contemplate those rupas as anicca, dukkha, anatta, paying their arising impression at the beginning, later only just pay attention the impression. Then they are practicing rupa according to the age, agents, decays, materiality. They translate, is it? Vayauda Dengama Rupa. In this state, when they are contemplating, when the Buddha was contemplating those rupa according to the periods of life, he could go to Nibbana immediately, but he didn't go to Nibbana yet. Then he continued to contemplate the other ways of rupa. Ahara maya rupa. Okay, briefly, ahara maya rupa, when you are hungry, there are also kamaja, chaitaja, uduja, aharaja rupa in your body. Then you also contemplate those rupa as anicca, dukkha, anatta, paying attention, their arising and perishing, later only just perishes. Then in the same way, when you are full after eating, then there are also rupa in your body, then you also contemplate then as anicca, dukkha, anatta, in this way many times. There are rupa when you are hungry. This rupa will not reach when you are full. That is why paying attention their impermanent nature, then you also contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. In the same way, when you are full, there are also rupa in your body. Those rupa will not reach, will not reach when you until you are hungry. That means they will arise. As soon as they arise, they will perish. They will not move to the other moment. Then pay attention their arising impressions. You can contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then the Buddha continued to contemplate the other rupa, the udumaya rupa. Udumaya rupa, briefly, when you are cold in your body, there are also rupa, kamaja, chaitaja, uduja rupa. Pay attention those rupa up to ultimate reality state. Pay attention their arising impressions, contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then when you are hot in your body, then there are also rupa in your body. Pay attention the arising impressions, contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. In this way you are contemplating udumaya rupa. Then number 5, kamaja rupa, kama born materiality. There are also kamaja rupa in your body. Then you have already practiced in rupa meditation state, is it? Then, for example, here, kamaja rupa, four types of Kamaja Rupa, Kamaja Kalapa. Not only Kamaja Rupa, also all Rupa in your body. For example, 63 Rupa in the indoor. Then you contemplate this 63 Rupa. Mainly Kama Samudhana Rupa. Then pay attention, the arising impressions, contemplate then as nature, dukkha, anatta, in this way. Is it? Then the other door also in the same way, then the whole body together also in the same way. Then emphasize on Kamaja Rupa. Then you are contemplating Kamaja Rupa. Only just Rupa, not Nama yet. Then number 6 way, Chaita Samudhana Rupa, mind-born materiality. You see, then you can pay attention Chaitaja Rupa. For example, when you are happy, at that time, there are also Rupa in your body. Then, you know, Rupa Mika Maja Chaitaja Uduja Araja Rupa in your body. Then, you can contemplate those Rupa as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Pay attention, they are rising in perishing. Then later on, only just perishes. In this way, you can contemplate the Rupa for a long time until you are satisfied with those Rupa. Then number 7, Dhammata Rupa, natural materiality. Dhammata Rupa, now you finish the discernment, the contemplation of Rupa in your body. But this is, the non-living things or inanimate things. Or you have, for example, jewelry or diamond, gem, and also gold, houses, car, the tree, crown, etc. Then you can pay attention to those Rupa as 4 elements. Very soon, it will become, you will see the small particles. They are a group of small particles. Then you should also pay attention up to Brahmata Rupa stage. And when you see Brahmata Rupa on those non-living things, then contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, pay attention, the arising perishings. Then there's no Rupa remains. Only just living things and non-living things. Then all Rupa are there. Then you contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, from near to far. Then finally, then you contemplate, or the Buddha contemplated all Rupa by 7 ways. This is called Rupa Sattaka meditation practice. Actually, any state, any time, the Buddha or the noble persons can go to Nibbana within short time easily, can also stay there longer. But the Buddha, the Buddha didn't go to Nibbana easily, immediately. He contemplates all Rupa by 7 ways, step by steps. Although he can go to Nibbana easily, immediately, but he didn't go there. He specialized in the practice of Rupa Sattaka. Then after practicing of Rupa Sattaka, then he didn't go to Nibbana yet. Then he continued to practice Arupa Sattaka Vipassana. Okay? Arupa Sattaka Vipassana, okay, briefly, is it? Okay. Then 7 ways of contemplation or nama, contemplations of Arupa by 7 ways. Number 1, Skalapa, a methods by group. How to practice Arupa Sattaka, the first way. Then pay attention the Rupa, according to Rupa Sattaka way, from Patisandhi to Chuti or Rupa. Then contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then when you are contemplating the Rupa with Vipassana knowledge, okay, you are contemplating the Rupa with this Vipassana knowledge. Then you also contemplate this Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Or there will be Kalapa method. Okay, the first way. Then Yamaka method, number second way. In the same way, according to the practice of Rupa Sadaka way, you practice by 7 ways of Rupa Sadaka. You contemplate the Rupa according to the first way, according to the second way, the third way, with this Vipassana knowledge, etc. Up to 7 ways. With Vipassana knowledge one by one. Then you also contemplate this Vipassana by another Vipassana knowledge. This Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge is anicca, anicca, dukkha, dukkha, anatta, anatta. Then meet Vipassana to Vipassana. Is it Vipassana mind to Vipassana mind? Only just contemplate. This is considered nama. Then Yamaka methods, one by one. Then number 3, Khanika method. Khanika method also the same. You contemplate the Rupa by 7 ways according to Rupa Sataka. This Vipassana knowledge. Then you also contemplate this Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge as anicca, anicca, dukkha, dukkha, anatta, anatta. Then you also contemplate this Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge as anicca, anicca, dukkha, dukkha, anatta, anatta. In this way up to 5 steps. Then you contemplate Vipassana mind by another Vipassana mind. Step by step, many layers. Or there will be Khanika methods. Number 4, methods by Patipati, the same way. You contemplate the Rupa by 7 ways of Rupa Sadaka. Rupa Sadaka with this Vipassana knowledge. Then you also contemplate this Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge. You also contemplate this Vipassana knowledge by another Vipassana knowledge as anicca, dukkha, anatta. In this way up to 11 steps. There will be, Patipati methods. Patipati methods. This is only just nama, considered as nama. No? Then deity Ogadana, view removing. Then they have wrong view. To be able to remove the wrong view, the discernment of anatta is very important. Then pay attention, all nama as anicca, dukkha, anatta at the beginning. Later, only just pay attention anatta characteristics. Then most of the time, stay with anatta characteristics. For example, enter into jhana, emerging from jhana, pay attention those jhana, viti, or kusala or akusala mind, pay attention those kusala or akusala mind, pay attention their arising impressions, contemplating as anicca, anicca, dukkha, dukkha, anatta, anatta at the beginning. Later only just pay attention anatta for whole session, for a long time. Then they will be able to remove deity, wrong view. This is we call deity ogadana, or specializing contemplating or anatta, to be able to remove wrong view. This is number 5th method. Then number 6 method, mana ogadana, conceit removing. To remove mana, conceit, then they should specialize in the contemplations of anicca. Everything are impermanent, everything are anicca. If they know in this way, then they will be able to remove their mana. Then the same way, for example, any nama dhamma emerging from, enter into jhana, emerging from jhana, they can contemplate those nama, jhana, nama dhamma as anicca, dukkha, anatta at the beginning. Later only just pay attention anicca characteristics for whole session. Because of power of contemplations of anicca, then they will be able to remove mana. Then number 7 ways, Niganti Priyadana, to be able to remove Dana craving. Then they should also contemplate those nama with the dukkha characteristic. If they see all formations are dukkha, suffering, then they have no attachment to those formations. That is why they can subside. They can remove the attachment to the rupa. Is it? Niganti craving. Then how to contemplate? For example, enter into jhana, emerging from jhana. If they have already attained jhana, enter into jhana, emerging from jhana, they contemplate those jhana, nama, dhamma. Pay attention, the arising variations contemplating as anicca, dukkha, anatta at the beginning. In the beginning, later only just pay attention, dukkha. Then they will be able to remove craving, tanha. Then later the other jhana also the same way. The other kama, vajara, kusala and agusala nama dhamma also the same way they can contemplate in this way. Then they practice, they contemplate nama by 7 ways. This is called arupa saddaka methods. Or at the end of the contemplating or the 7th in nama saddaka, arupa saddaka, then the Buddha reached Nibbana. Altogether 14 ways of contemplation of vipassana. This vipassana is called Mahāparinibbāna, great insight knowledge. Is it? The Mahāparinibbāna. Because of this vipassana, then at the end of this contemplation, and the Buddha reached Nibbana. Then stay with the Nibbana objects for a long time according to his determination. So this is called Jivita Sankhara, Ayu Sankhara, or Ayu Palaka Plasmapati, life maintaining Plasmapati. Oh, the Buddha specialized this Plasmapati by contemplating Rupa Saddaka and Arupa Saddaka. Oh, then he reached Nibbana. Then he could stay there. With the power of this Plasmapati, then the Buddha could remove his disease from his body. Although he emerged from this Plasmapati, during Plasmapati, there was also no disease in his body. He feels comfortable. He can stay without painful feelings in his body. When emerged from Plasmapati also, the disease will not appear in his body. This is the special Plasmapati, not normal Plasmapati. The Buddha specialized in this Plasmapatis to maintain his lifespan longer. Again, the Buddha's example, if you have already attained Nibbana, then when you have some serious disease, then to be able to maintain your lifespan longer, then you can also enter into such kinds of special Plasmapati. Is it? Not normal Plasmapati. And here, the commentary also showed some examples. Khanika Samapati, momentary Plasmapati, only just a moment they enter into Plasmapati. These two, the other two, Vilanjana Samapati. This one is similar to, there are a lot of moss in the pond, in the lake. When someone throw the stone into the lake, what will happen? Then the moss will move away. When the stone sink into the water, then the moss will cover the lake again. Is it? In this way. Similar to this, when they enter into normal Plasmapati, during the Samapati, they can remove the painful feelings from their body. But when they emerge from Plasmapati, then the painful feelings will appear. This is this. Is it? But someone, go into the lake or pond, then they remove the moss with their hands or legs far away. Then what happened? Although he come out from the lake, then the moss cannot cover the water easily again. It can last for long times. In the same way, when the Buddha enter into the Jivita Sankhara Ayu Palaka life maintaining Plasmapati, then although he emerged from Plasmapati, then the Vedana painful feelings will not appear in his body. until the Buddha's last day, final day. It will last for 10 months. Such kinds of disease will not appear within the 10 months. Because of this reason, the Buddha entered into this special plasma body, life maintaining plasma body. Okay. Then when the Buddha emerged from this plasma body, then the Buddha go outside of the kuti and sit down on the Buddha's seat. When the Buddha was sitting in front of the kuti comfortably and peacefully, then Venerable Ananda approached the Buddha. Then he says, Bhante, now Buddha is very healthy. I saw the Buddha healthy and comfortable. Now I am very happy. When the Buddha have very serious disease at that times, I am very tight and my mind is very stiff, very tight. Is it? These are me. Even I cannot differentiate the directions, which is which direction. Is it? Dhamapi manapati bandi bhagavato kilinina. Because of the Buddha's serious sickness, even I cannot contemplate any Dhamma, no Dhamma appear in my mind. The Buddha says. But one thing, I have one thinking. The Buddha will not take final Parinibbāna without letting know the Sangha, without taking permission from the Sangha. Because of this reason, then I also feel comfortable. Venerable Ananda says to the Buddha. When Venerable Ananda says to the Buddha in this way, and the Buddha also says, Venerable Ananda, Kimpanananda Bhikkhu Sangho Mi Pisa Siddhati. Ananda, what kinds of expectation do you have? Bhikkhu Sangha have. Then the Buddha asked them. Then I also gave all dhammas without remaining in me. Natha Nanda Tathagatassa Dhammesu Acharya Mukti. The Buddha didn't remain any dhammas for himself as special knowledge for a teacher. Acharya Mukti. Acharya Mukti means in other religions, some masters and other religions, when they teach some knowledge to their students, they remain one special knowledge, special art. They don't teach this special knowledge, special knowledge to their students. Is it? Then at the end of their life, for example, they are nearly passing away. Then at that time, they give this special knowledge to their favorite students. This is their custom, this is their traditions, their idea. But the Buddha didn't remain any Dhamma, special Dhamma for him. He teach all Dhammas to his disciples. Then if they can practice meditation, they can become Arhanta. Even they can also, for example, psychic power, etc. The Buddha already taught to his students. He didn't remain or any knowledge for him as the special knowledge for a teacher, like the other religions. The Buddha says to Venerable Ananda. Then Aham Bhikkhu Sangha Priharisami, the Buddha have no intentions to carry on the Bhikkhu Sangha. And also, Mamo Desiko Bhikkhu Sangha, the Buddha has no intention. May Bhikkhu Sangha live dependent on me. The Buddha have no intention like this. But the other teachers may have, if teachers pass away, then they have no reliable persons. So the Buddha didn't have all Bhikkhu Sangha, may Bhikkhu Sangha stay dependent on me, relying on me. The Buddha didn't have such kinds of intention. Because of this reason, the Buddha taught all Dhamma to his students without remaining any special knowledge for himself. Then the Buddha says to Venerable Ananda. Then the Buddha also explained, because of the, the Phalasamapati, we call Ayupalaka Phalasamapati, I can stay peacefully without any disease in my body. Then the Buddha also encouraged the Bhikkhu Sanghas, including Venerable Ananda, to stay with to stay reliant on themselves. Atta Tasamatiha Ananda, Atta Dipa Viharata Atta Sarana, Anenya Sarana. Okay. Dhammadasi, you want to show this one, is it? Ananda, yeah. Therefore, Ananda, be islands unto yourself. Be refuge unto yourself. Seeking no other refuge. Whether Dhamma is your island, whether Dhamma is your refuge, seeking no other refuge. The Buddha says. How Ananda is a bhikkhu, an island unto himself, a refuge unto himself, seeking no external refuge. Whether Dhamma is his island, whether Dhamma is his refuge, seeking no other refuge. Then the Buddha says, to practice Satipatthana. Then when they are practicing Satipatthana, Satipatthana means you practice Anapana meditation. There will be, for example, Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana. Then when you are successful, when you are successful in Anapana meditation, up to, for example, 4 jhanas concentration state, based on this concentration, then you also contemplate those nama dhamma, rupa dhamma, there will be also kind Nupassana Satipatthana. Imagine from jhana, you contemplate the Vedana in each mind movement in the jhana viti, there will be Vedana Nupassana Satipatthana. You can also contemplate jhana citta in nama meditation state, only just pay attention, their respective characteristic nature. In Vipassana state, contemplating is anicca dukkha anatta. There will be citta Nupassana Satipatthana. Then phassa, etc., the other remaining mental factors, analyze and contemplate them as anicca dukkha anatta. There will be Dhammanupassana Satipatthana. Or in this way, they should contemplate all nama rupa. All nama rupa or 5 aggregates are the objects of vipassana. Finally, they can realize nibbana. Then they practice meditation. For example, beginning from anapana meditation or samatha vipassana meditation up to they realize nibbana, or they are practicing 4 satipatthana. Then according to their level, their success, or they have reliable dhamma in themselves. Is it? Then the Buddha encouraged Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghas, including Venerable Ananda, to rely on themselves, or not to rely on others. To rely on themselves means to rely on their own dhamma. Then when they are practicing meditation, when they can stay with their own dhamma, then they can stay relying on themselves without seeking external reliable persons, without seeking external refuge. Then the Buddha encouraged them to practice Satipatthana. Then when they practice Satipatthana successfully, finally they can become even Arahanta. Then when they become Arahanta, then they will be greatest person, those among many persons who are searching for the happiness, or who are practicing the 3 trainings. Then they will be greatest persons who became Arahanta, who attained Arahata Magga and Phalas knowledges. And the Buddha says to Venerable Ananda, then there will be the Buddha's last wasa in Veluwa village. Okay, you know the Buddha's last wasa in Wilua village. Then 45th wasa of the Buddha in Wilua village. When the Buddha was in Wilua village, number one, you know, he got very serious disease. Then he entered into special plasma party, Ayupalaka plasma party, life maintenance plasma party, to remove his serious disease and to maintain his lifespan, not to arise any disease within 10 months before his taking Parinibbāna. Then the Buddha also encouraged Bhikkhu Sanghas, including Venerable Anandas, to stay reliant on themselves, to practice positive patthana. Then when they realize Nibbana, then they can rely on themselves. They can rely on their own Dhamma. Then taking this example, then may be able to stay relying on yourself, relying on your Dhamma. Then to be able to stay with your Dhamma, then may be able to practice positive patthana until you realize Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sayadaw, thank you very much for your teaching today. The first question, actually, this is from last session. The question is, Sayadaw, please I'd like to ask for your advice, how to get the right understanding when we read the Buddha's Sutta. And the reason I ask this question is one person and another person have different mindset or perception to understand a sutra of Buddha. What is the reference point so that we can avoid misunderstanding? With sincerity, yours.
Tell me how to understand the Buddha's, what the Buddha means, what the Sutta, etc. Is it?
Yes.
And that is why now we are learning the Buddha's teaching Tipitaka, this one. Is it? If you have real knowledge, then you have Pariyatti knowledge by learning, then you have vast knowledge, then you can understand what the Buddha means. Read the Pali, the Sutta, etc. Then with the Pali, only the Mula is not enough. You should also read the commentary explanation on this Sutta. Then sometimes with the commentary explanation also not enough, then you should also read the Tika explanation. Although you read the Tika explanation, sub-commentary explanation may not be enough. You may not have enough understanding. Then at that time you should discuss with the knowledgeable bhikkhus, knowledgeable teachers, etc. Then who have both knowledges, Pariyatti knowledge and Patipatti knowledge. Then it will be better. Even, you know, they are very knowledgeable in Tipitaka. Some they have misunderstanding in this sutta, what the Buddha says. Also, something like this. That is why vast knowledge, you know, Bahu Sutta, learning very great knowledge is very important also.
The next question is, does a vegetarian have more pure karma than the meat eaters?
Not like this. Depends on the eater's intention. Okay, eater's intention. For example, I am vegetarian. I don't eat meat. Then if they are very proud, then there will be mana also. Is it? Like this. The Buddha also allowed the allowable meat, not all meat. If you don't see, if you don't hear, they are killing the animals for yourself, for you, or you have no suspicion, then such kinds of suitable meat are allowed to eat. But when you are eating vegetable or meat with the greed, lobha, then there will be lobha only. But you are eating the meat or vegetable, but you consider you are eating you are consuming the food not for enjoyment or sensual pleasure, only just for practice of meditation or to escape from suffering. then your intention is good intention. By eating vegetable or meat, then what will happen? Then you practice meditation, you are successful. Then you can escape from defilements. You can escape from suffering. This is main important. Eating vegetable or the meat is not important. But many sayadaw, they want to specialize in metta. Then because of this reason, when they eat the meat, then their metta will not be powerful, they thought. That is why they avoid eating the meat. Some because of their health. Some because of arrangement. You know, like, for example, meditation center, there are many meditators, bhikkhu sangha, about 300 or 500, etc. Then when they arrange the meat in their monastery for all bhikkhu sangha, then you need to order. Then it is not allowed. It is not allowable. Then, because of this reason, they arrange their vegetable in their monastery. Although they don't want to prohibit, they don't want to prevent eating the meat, but very difficult to arrange to be proper. That is why they also become vegetarian. Okay, the eater's intention. Eater, what eater eats, not because of vegetarian or meat eater.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Band-aid.
About sambhajana. For sambhajana, knowing, just knowing, or know afterwards, and then analyze the characteristics. Which one is considered sambhajana? Means just knowing, or know afterwards and analyze the characteristics. So these two conditions, which one is sambhajana?
Depend on the state, depend on the level of practice. For example, they are practicing only just samatha meditation. Then, whatever they are doing, they only just pay attention to their respective meditation object. Anapana, only just samatha level. They will be teaching their samatha in every bodily posture. Even they are using the toilet, etc. This is the meaning. The parihariya meditations, carry on meditations. Is it? Or according to their abilities, not to arise any hindrances in their mind. Then they practice in this way. They are successful. For example, they practice 4 elements meditation. They practice rupa meditation. They practice nama meditation up to vipassana state. Then every bodily posture, they only just pay attention to their respective meditation according to their level. For example, rupa meditation only just analyze, pay attention the nature only, rupa only. Okay, nama only just nama. And vipassana, contemplating as a nature, dukkha, anatta, pay attention to their reason and operation according to their level only. That will be sati sampajanya.
In the 22 indriya, Bhavisatindriya, there is this Ananyatanya Samitindriya and Anyindriya and Anyatavindriya. So what are these indriya?
That's why when you study the 7th chapter in Abhidhamma Sangha, then it also mention, Sotapatti Meganyana Anenya Tinya Samisindriya. Sotapatti Meganyana is called Anenya Tinya Samisindriya. Arata Phalanyana Enyata Windriya. Arata Phalanyana is called Enyata Windriya. The Mejecha Nyana ni Enyindriya niti, or the Anagami Sagatagami Megadu, Arata Mega. Altogether, 6 knowledges are called Enyata Windriya.
Sorry, Sayadaw, the Arhatam Phala is the Anyata Vindriya.
Arata Phalanyana Enyata Windriya. In Pali, Abhidhamma Sangha Pali, Indriya tu Panetha Sotapatti Meganyana Anenya Samitindriya. Arata Phalanyana Enyata Windriya. Mese Sanyana ni Enyindriya ni Tivojati.
Undamisiado. For Sotapanna, noble person enter into Nibbana, and the Sakadagami enter into Nibbana. What are the difference? And then the Anagami and Arahata, when they enter into Nibbana, they have different noblehood. So what are the Nibbana? What are the difference when they enter into Nibbana?
Okay, then only just to understand. For example, Anapana jhana, there are 4 levels of jhana. The first jhana, second, third, and fourth jhana. Then those who attain the first jhana, then they can only enter into the first jhana. Is it? Taking Pratipaka Nimitta as object. Then second jhana, some they have already attained the second jhana, then they can enter into second jhana. They taking the same object, Pratipaka Nimitta object. That jhana also the same, fourth jhana also the same. But level is different, is it? Level is different. Then although the Pratipaka object is the same as Pratipaka Nimitta, but level is different. In the same way, then there are also 4 levels of Lasamapatti. According to their level, they can take Nibbana as object, but Arahata flight will be the highest one. Then no defilements can appear. But the other lower noble persons, when they enter into Plasmapatti, there's no defilements during the Plasmapatti. But emerging from Plasmapatti depends on their remaining defilements. It may appear from time to time.
Next question is, Andame Sayadaw, what is the difference between Palasamapatti and peaceful state practiced in PAOK? What is the Pali term for peaceful state?
Peaceful element or peaceful state, etc. We actually, this one is referred to Nibbana. But if we use Nibbana for something, this is very big words. Then some may confuse or may blame, etc. That is why we use the suitable word, maybe peaceful state. The peaceful state me in Myanmar, Anyindat, is it? Anyindat, or we use in this way. If also it is not sure for all persons. Some may be, some may not be. That is why we also use such kinds of suitable word only. No, we don't use as Nibbana. We don't also confirm the meditator they attain or not. We test by many ways. By testing, they are also very honest. They are also practicing according to teacher's instruction. And whatever teacher asks them to do, so they can do. Then we can guess maybe their attainment is correct. Some we can guess their attainment is not correct, etc. That is when we use peaceful state here. Actually refer to Nibbana.
Andame Sayadaw, some people say that if we practice Rupa Sataka and Arupa Sataka, we can extend our lifespan. Is this true? What is the power of practicing Rupa Sataka and Arupa Sataka?
This one is just now I already explained. The Buddha entered into Vilanjana Plasmapatti whenever he wants, even with a short movement. Then whenever he wants to enter into, he can pay attention Nibbana immediately. Then in this way, he can stay according to his determination. But during this period, and during the Plasmapatti, he can remove the disease or any discomfort in his body or his mind, etc. But imagine from this, the painful feelings will appear in his body again, not in his mind, is it? His body. This is power of normal Plasmapatti, Vilanjana plasma. But now the Buddha is experiencing very serious disease and nearly passing away. Because of this reason, the Buddha specialized to enter into the the plasma body. By contemplating Rupa Sattaka and Arupa Sattaka, then finally he entered into plasma body. He reached plasma body. Then because of power of this plasma body, then he can maintain his lifespan longer. This is power of plasma body, Ayupalaka plasma body.
Vandame Sayadaw. I think the next one has 3 questions. In Power meditation practice system, how to check if one has attained first fruition? Maybe we'll ask one at a time.
How to check me how to check me we call Pobba Bhaga Patipada. Sila Samadhi Penya. Then we also teaching step by step successfully. Then they practice beginning from Sila. They also successfully concentration. Based on concentration, they practice beginning from Rupa, Nama, depending on ordination, Vipassana, successfully or not. Then finally, they practice up to the last stage of Vipassana, knowledge like Benganyana stage, step by step, by many ways. Finally, the yogi automatically understand. Then we don't ask them. Then when they are practicing in this way, then when they reach when they realize Nibbana, they understand. They automatically inform such kinds of I have such kinds of strange experience. What, etc. Is it? There, the teacher also check many times, a long time, whether it is correct or not by many ways. Then just now I already explained, if it is correct, then there will be the first attainment of fruitions, something like this. But not sure, no? Since we cannot reach others' mind, is it? Then that is why theology says some are not honest. Then although they don't really experience such kinds of special experience, but they also say they experience something like that. Then it will not be correct. Then but teacher can understand it is correct or not correct according to their report and their previous practice. Pobba Bhaga Patipada is very important. Whether they practice correctly or not. But someone is saying they are Sotapanna, they have already realized Nibbana, but their practice is not correct. Even they are not successful in 4 element concentration, etc. How it will be correct? Like this. Is it? In this way, can understand whether their attainment is correct or not.
Thank you. How does a meditator check oneself practically? Which defilements he has eradicated? How long or how often does he need to check himself?
According to Lady Sarah's suggestion, if they think they already become Sotapanna, according to the Pobba step-by-step practice, the gradual practice, then they also test by many ways, not only one time. Then they actually, if they really become Sotapanna, they understand their defilement, their conditions. Is it? Their condition. They can stay in plasma body whenever they want. Also, they understand their defilements. It's different from the other, the previous time, etc. They can check. But according to Lady Sarah's suggestion, although they check in this way, they can also decide, sure, they realize Nibbana at the time. Then should wait for 3 years. Check many times within these 3 years. Then they can understand. But this one, if they really become Sotapanna, this real Sotapanna can understand themselves. How the defilement reduce or something like this. How they can stay. But some are also, they haven't become Sotapanna yet, but they think they become Sotapanna, etc. There are also many such kinds of person. Because of this reason, they need to check many times to make sure.
Thank you.
Says, wait for 3 years at least.
Thank you. Last question on this page. Some comment or some people say that even path and fruition mind moments can be created. Is this true?
Some comment that even path and fruition's mind moment can be created. It is true. No, this one is like a dimana, overestimation, overrate. Is it? Some, okay, they are, for example, practicing samatha meditation. Then before, there are a lot of defilements in their mind. But when they can stay with the samatha objects peacefully, without defilement, without hindrances, they have no knowledge and practice Buddha's teaching fully, then they think this is a attainment. Sometimes even they fall into bhavanga, then okay, they don't know the presence of just. Even they think this is a attainment or mega and flat. It is not correct. This is their only lack of knowledge. Many, even in Myanmar. Especially in Vipassana state, when they are practicing Vipassana, then even in maybe the Uddiyavya Jnana state, when they are practicing the Uddiyavya Jnana, then their knowledge is very sharp. They are also, the whatever objects they contemplate, they can easily contemplate. They can easily see their arising and perishing nature. Sometimes it may disappear, or it may disappear, then no more defilements, no more nama rupa in this way. Then they think this is Nibbana. There must be Nibbana. I have never experienced such kinds of experience before, etc. Then there will be, Vipassana speculation, the impurity or imperfections of Vipassana. Not really Vipassana. There is not really mega and flat attainment. But when they really attain mega and flat attainment, then they understood themselves. Although they don't understand, according to this is mega or flat, according to their report and their condition, the teacher who has knowledge understand.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bendome Sayadaw, if with the Jivita Sankara Parasamapati, a noble person can maintain life for a long time. How do they decide whether to enter Nibbana or stay alive?
Noble persons can maintain life for a long time. Life for a long time means only just according to their lifespan. For example, now 75 years or 100 years. Okay, consider 100 years. Not more than 100 years, only just within 100 years. They can maintain their lifespan. This is called Ayukapa, no? Ayukapa, according to the lifespan. Then how do they decide whether to enter Nibbana or stay alive? How do they decide? How do they decide whether to enter Nibbana? What is the meaning?
Sayadaw, it means that if someone has the power of the Jivita Sankhara Parasamapati, so how to decide whether to relinquish life, enter into Nibbana, or continue to live?
Sure, if they are the really noble persons, also they have no very serious past karma, etc. The past karma also sometimes because of past karma, they will be killed by others also sometimes like this. That is why. But if they wish to stay according to their lifespan, nowadays lifespan, then they should enter into the plasma pati, ayupalaka plasma pati by contemplating rupa sataka and arupa sataka way. Then they can maintain their lifespan longer than the normal. In this way, okay? All noble persons can enter into this plasma pati.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw, for all your answers. They are very helpful. May Sayadaw lead us in making aspiration and sharing merits, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
My sound also nearly disappeared. Repeat after me to share your merits to all people, all beings. Idame punya,
Idame punyan,
asawakaya,
asavakaya,
wahan hotu,
vahan hontu,
idame punya,
idame punyan,
nibbanasa,
nibbanasa,
pechayo hotu,
vachayo hontu,
mama punya bhagang,
mama punyam bhagam,
tabasadana,
sapasadanam,
pajemi,
bhajemi,
te sabe,
Te sape
me sama
me saman
punya bagam
punyam bagam
labandu
labantu
sadu sadu sadu